Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm playing Feed the Beast Evolution on the FTOG server, and I'm hanging out here at the Enderman farm because I'm on a mission to get cool Apotheosis loot. So if I come in here and I get rid of some of these things that have just been dropping into my inventory, yeah, I don't want that level. Don't want that level either. Okay, let's go ahead and kill these guys. And I'm going to back up to let them just vend away. All right, so looking at this, I can get rid of a bunch of these things that I've got plenty of pearls. Not a problem. Let's get rid of these. Okay, looks like I'm done. Okay, so I'm keeping the gems, especially if they're not all that flawed or everything. Most of these things are the top, that orange, that's the top tier, and I can't remember the name, I don't care. But all the good gems, so that's what I've done. Let's go home. There we go. And a little snack of grass. Yum, delicious. And what I'm looking for is going through Apotheosis. And if we take a look at the quests here, I think it's gearing up. Yeah. Where it talks about, welcome to Apotheosis, blah, 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 blah. Make the book world tours. And it talks about what you need to do to get them. It's basically wear the various armors and then kill stuff. And then you can sit there and start making gems. Well, what you do is you take these random gems that you've been picking up and don't know what to do, and you drop them into the world and then drop an anvil on top. And that will give you this gem dust, which you can then use to sit there and get the salvaging table. All right, come on, load the quest information. Is what happens. You can make the salvaging table, and then you can start breaking down mythic. There's the one. The orange level is the mythic level. So that's what I'm looking for, is this mythic level stuff, because it drops the that orange Godforged pearls, and we'll need those. So let's go up, because I've made a bunch of these things. So here's the salvaging table, and then the next thing I made was the simple reforging table, and you can drop stuff in there and reforge it into something better. And you would then use this one to make the upgrade reforged table. So we really don't need this one, and I'll get rid of it. Go away. But I wanted to have it to show. Oh, and then one other thing I did, let's go back into the sounds and crank it back up to the 50% I like. I did go in and I turned off the block anvil placement. It's down here to like 5%, because every time that hits, and it's really hard to hear, which is good. That way I'm not hearing that tink, tink, tink all the time, which is really annoying. Then you can upgrade the gems here, and you need 2 of the same sort of gems plus some of the recycle stuff in the gem powder, and you can make the next tier up, which is grand and all that. And then the augment table, you can adjust your stuff too. Now, because I have, let's just go ahead and toss, well, let's look at these first. Don't care. Don't care. Do gems. +1, I'm going to keep that one. I don't care about that. Attack damage, I don't care about the attack damage. This is cold, I don't care about that. Crit chance. Well, we got another one here. That's the flawless, and that's lower, and this is flawed. They can all go. Armor pierce, don't care about that. I might keep that one. This one, don't care about. Don't care about. Got some eggs that I'll keep. Armor toughness is not the boots, although it would be also minus lifesteal. That's possible. I don't care about the lifesteal, but the plus health would certainly be nice, and that gave me a stack in a bit. And then this one also can go away. All right. The rest we will keep, and then I can take these items because none of them have anything that I care about on them. Because we take a look at this. That's nice. That's nice. Although mob drops teleporting to you is very nice, and 3 sockets is very nice. But a lot of these, especially if they're not the mythic tier, I don't care. This is kind of cool. Turns stuff into sand. Don't care. Nice, but +1 level to fortune, that's nice. Now we get into the mythic level stuff, and that gives me these pearls here. A lot of good stuff, a lot of good stuff. Yeah, all of these, they can just go. Because I'm looking at this stuff here to gather up. All right, so let's dump that into the system. We don't need these things. They can go into the system too. And then gems I've been storing down in here. And I'll combine them up as I see fit. But what I'm looking for is a better bow. Now, I've got 3 of these perfect gems of the Warlord, and that's plus 70 crit damage. So when I crit, it'd be, I'm assuming I can go above, 100%. So I'm assuming that's going to give me 210% crit damage from those 3 gems, plus this guy here, which is plus 55% arrow damage. And because it's unique, I can't have 2 of those in place. These guys, they're not unique, so I could use all 3 of them. If I have a bow that has, oh, hey, look, 4 empty sockets, which is really cool. It also has wither, levitation on that, and that's very nice. I'm going to grab these other bows here, and let's look and see what we can do with this. So here's the reforging table, and to get the tip top, I need 9 of these pearls and 15 of these sigils of rebirth are on that. Super easy to make this, not a problem. Anyway, so if I toss this guy up in place, this one here, 22% arrow velocity, 21, that actually goes down. Draw speed, I don't see any damage. This has plus 28% arrow damage. That's nice. It also has 10 levels of looting, which is super nice because tend not to have looting on bows. Luck, less luck. I don't care about luck. I think that luck only really applies if you are opening chests that the loot's in. I think that's the only place where luck actually does. And then speed. I don't care about speed. But draw speed is nice, but speed, me moving around too much. Wither levitation, speed, and wither. Well, it keeps the wither. That's pretty nice. Ignoring a lot of damage. Well, this is pretty much the same. I think because this is going to give me the looting and a little bit of arrow damage, I think I would do the upgrade on this. Let me move that off to the side, and let's look at this is just a regular bow. And this gives me speed and wither and 3 sockets, so that's very nice. And it looks like the loot in blue there, that arrow damage, velocity, speed, and luck, it looks like that's the same. In fact, if we drop this one in, this has 3 sockets. Yeah, looks like that's the same. So it's kind of like enchanting a book. It doesn't get re-rolled until that changes. So I think, this is a decent bow just from a bow. The only difference is this is giving me 4 sockets, which is nice. This is a pretty darn good bow, although it's the damage this gets. So I think just because of the sockets, I'm going to go ahead and keep that. And I need to get a little bit more levels. So 1 of you, and then a whole bunch more of you. I need 150 levels. What wrong one? This one. Let's drop this bad boy in there. And it's Deathbound Bow of the Serendipitous to Agile Bow of the First Archer. Don't care about the speed I get, but the withering, that's very nice on mobs. So they can start losing some health, which is great. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. Okay. So why do I want to just bow like this? Because then I can sit there and turn it into the Inferium and all the way up to the Awakened Supremium, and then this becomes a really massive kick butt bow. And then I can start throwing enchants on it. Now, that makes me wonder, can I enchant this? No, I don't want that here. Can I enchant it here? I can enchant it. I would rather have something other than infinity on it, but those are some pretty good enchants. Okay, but that means it's enchantable. I made the Library of Alexandria here. Started off with this enchantment library, and I had some of these infused seashells. I had 4 of them sitting around, so I said, okay, just needed to make ender chests and the enchanting table, and this has a level of XVI, which if you know your Roman numerals, that means that's 16. But you can infuse this in an enchantment stat if your quant is between 45 and 50. Well, the easy way to do that is I get rid of the decorative wither skeleton skulls and I put down 5 of these melon shelves, and that gets me to 50. And then I was able to enchant it to this, and then I dropped all of my enchantment books into here, which is super nice because now I can do something like Silk Touch, and I can just say, gimme. And I've got, it says there, points stored 5 out of 1.1 billion. I've plus the one that's been vended out, so that's 6 Silk Touch books that I've gotten. See it? Oh, let's go away. I think maybe you have to put it in there to do it. If we take a look back at Silk Touch, should be 6. Yeah, points stored 6. You can also do something like power. If I wanted to manually put power, I can go all the way up to power 9, and I've got 1300. So I have to go. Okay, there's power 9, and it looked like it dropped down about 300 points to make that happen, which is fine. And I got them all back. I like that. I like being able to do things lossless. Anyway, so that's been very handy. I am going to get the best enchants I can from my bow. I'll see what I can enchant here, but I can vend out exactly what I need. And I've got so many levels here, I can just, apply them there, whatever I need. All right, so that's a bow solved. And then for adding gems, I believe what I need to do is put them in the smithing table, because it's been so very long since I've done any of this. There's the gem, 70% crit damage would go in there. I'm going to hold off because I'm still in the, is this the best thing I can do mode? The answer is I don't know, but I will definitely check. I am going to save those. Those are nice little bows. I have this Flawless Gems of the Warlord because that's, if I put 3 of these in the chest plate, that's plus 75% max health. And I don't know if that's my initial health or my final health with all the bonuses added in, or it adds in there. I don't know, but that's going to give me even more health. But I can get more. These are perfect, and that's plus 35. So that's better. So I need to get more of these, combine them together. I can combine 2 of these, but I need to get more of these. And I can just camp the Enderman and do that. And then I need to figure out what specifically a helmet sort of thing I want. This one, boots. It's another 22% max health, some minus on life stealing. But again, I don't care about life stealing. I've got so much freaking health already that I don't think that's a problem that I need to gain health as I'm beating on mobs. But, that's a definite possibility. Attack knockback on light weapons, armor, more toughness, none of those really look good. Although the bleeding's nice, on a bow. But I think the boots, that would be better. Although if I can turn that from a flawless into a perfect, that would be even more health added on my boots. What do we got there? Tyrannical gem, that's 17. Oh, see this one. Here's a perfect tyrannical gem. Let's swap these around. This perfect one here is giving me plus 40% max health and minus 20 lifesteal. Again, I don't care about the lifesteal, but more health even. I'm just wanting to beef up stuff as much as possible. And what I'm looking at doing is taking these diamond level armors and upgrading them to, because this one's purple. I want to upgrade it to the orange mythic level, the top level mythic, and then have as many sockets as possible. And it's possible to add sockets. In fact, I'm going to steal. I wonder, can I add a socket on this? Let's find out. Okay, so to add a socket, I need a symbol of socketing. Do I have any of these? Why was I looking? Oh, I was looking for Soulbound. No, I don't have any separate enchants of Soulbound, but I do Apotheosis. I've got the Rebirth. I don't have any of the Signal of Socket. I did some infusing of this. It needs 80 or 60 of those. Well, I got them both to 100, but I need to drop my quota down to 30, which means I needed 6 of the melon shelves, and then I got rid of one of these echoing sculk shelves. Anyway, that's pretty easy once you can do that. What I was looking, oh, I wanted to make the sigil of socketing, and I made a bunch of those. Oh, hey, that took 3 of them. Cool. I think again that's a new adds one socket to an item. I thought that was something. Well, let's. Yeah, see, it says it goes there into the smithing table. Maybe 4 is as high as you can get. So let's take the vanilla bow and let's see if we can add a socket onto that. Or maybe that's something that has to be. No, that would add an empty socket. So that, I think what I can do is I can take my 3 socketed items, because that's probably going to be the most common thing that these guys are going to get. I saved this around because I had 4. That gives me a lot more. But I can use these sigils of socketing to up my ability on those. So I think that's a really good idea. Okay, I may make a few more of these so I can at least have 4 sockets on all my armor. And I'm doing diamond armor and upgrading those because then I can sit there and make my Awakened Supremium armor. And those are, no, they have the durability. I don't know if I even need to put mending on them, although, that's not bad because I've got the talisman that just slowly repairs armor anyway. So I don't need mending on it. But what I will do is as I beef up and I get my 4 armor bits and I make the Awakened Supremium out of them, I'm going to strip all of the spells off of here and then get the best sort of spells that I can on top of my my armor bits. Featherfall 10. I don't care. I don't have feather falling at all on my because I have no fall damage. But there's a lot of really good things. Oh, and also I want to make sure that each one of these has. I don't see that. Because of Apotheosis, this is blast, 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 and blast. Yeah, I'm pretty much immune to explosions, but I could have both protection, the highest level protection I can get, and blast on there, which typically you can't. Likewise, you can have both sharpness and smiting, or Bane of Arthropods. You can have 2 of them in place, and I think I kill a lot of undead, so having smiting on this would be nice as well. But anyway, so I'm going to do a lot of that. I'm going to be camping my the poor Enderman a bunch. Oh, I have more in here. These I was just going to go through and smith away, not smith, salvage away, because I really don't need these bits. And let's see what we got. Yep, let's get to a few of those, and then no, that's my bow. No, I am not losing my bow. But none of these were stuff that I said, okay, I absolutely desperately must have these weapons because I need a diamond one, and I might as well get a better one. All right, so I can use, nope, wrong thing. V, there we go, and then I can just stick them in there, so I can have enough of these pearls and the rest of the bits that I need to upgrade. Any of these good? Flawless, flawed. The flawless are worth kind of looking at upgrading, but the ones that are flawed, yeah, that can just get ground away into dust. And it tells me what I'm going to get to. Oh, I got 4. Yay! So I did a thing, and that thing is an Enderman farm, because as far as I can tell, the best way of getting gems and the mythic items are from these Endermen. I get better results than the overworld in the Nether, but Endermen seem to be the best. Anyway, I patterned this mob farm off after what Smash had done, and it works great. I didn't want to go through and change his just because I wanted to let him have his own thing. What I did do is I set this up so I could get all the different types of gems, and it looks like I get the perfect, the flawless, the named one, and then flawed, but I don't get any of the ones below that. Anyway, so what I've got here, it's hard to see, but there's a I can't click it because the XP obelisk is in the way. But I've got an absorption hopper up there that's capturing that entire area. And then it's pumping XP down into the obelisk here so I can claim it. Here, give me that XP. It's also going into a dimensional storage actuator. And then the nice thing about this is I can grab all of these items here. And I'm surprised that there are so many of these tridents. I totally didn't expect to see tridents. So I've got my salvaging table here. Brrr. We'll just go ahead and salvage all that. And make sure I don't salvage anything that's mine that I don't want to salvage. Can I salvage this? Oh, I can. Nope, 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 nope. Don't want to salvage any of that. Let's send that off to the system. And so I just salvage those, and then gems go into the storage controller, which goes into here, and this refuse over here, just stuff that I get, but I don't care that much about. And these spawn eggs, I got a lot more now that I've got capturing 7. No, capturing 8 on my sword. So I get a lot more of those, and it works really well. Let me just show you how it looks from the outside. Fly, there we go. I went pretty low because the lower you are, the better the mob spawns are. And I just did little levers here. I could have done what Smash did, which was a redstone line going around, triggering them all on off. I don't care. I can come in here. Standard vanilla thing, you put white carpets up here. That stops mobs from spawning on them. This is a bottom slab, so no mobs will spawn there. We also have water here, which stops these mobs from teleporting there. Although I haven't seen any of these guys teleport. Okay, I'm happy with that. The fans blow them all right into that little central area. And you can see up here, here's my vacuum hopper. Here, let's show the area. It covers everything, including that little glass piece, and that's necessary. And since I already had one of these, no, it's not the water, one of the dimensional storage actuators from Occultism. I love them because this guy holds 128 items that are completely separate items. So I use that. I also have this little hole right here so I can peek into the hopper, because this obelisk here prevents me from accessing it. And then I have just a little lever here that stops them from falling. I can go kablam, and that works. Oh, I normally turn my magnet off, and I'll just push all these items into here, and they all get pulled out really fast into the storage controller. It works really well, so I can get a lot of these different gems. And then I went through, like, these ones here are fantastic because that's +2 levels to all enchants. So I'm liking that a lot. Anyway, so nope, no XP in there. Oh, because my magnet grabbed it, that's why. But yeah, it's brain dead simple. But it allowed me to go through and get exactly all the stuff I needed without having to go through and take 2 of these to upgrade to a higher one. Once I did a little farming, I got plenty of the bits I needed and plenty enough of the gems, and I did all my let's go home. I did all of the enchanting and upgrades on my bits. So my sword, lots of good stuff on there, and +2 enchantments, crit damage, crit chance. That's fabulous. This I'm really proud of because I've got all that looting, but I've got 7% crit chance, another crit chance, because I those were unique, so I couldn't have 2 of them in there. +2 levels and 55% arrow damage increase. I tried it. I killed like 5 wardens with 1 shot each, and I said, let's try the end dragon. Yeah, 1 shot and killed the end dragon. So that's very nice. This one here, I went with +15 on all stats. That gem was a special reward in one of the stuff for my soul. Here, let me click this guy. The quest for making the Soul of Dimensions gave me the option to choose a gem. One was random and one I could choose, and I chose this, the 15% to all stats. Which one that is specifically, I can't tell you. Yeah. And then more attack damage +2. This one here, max health, and +2. More health, and +2, and more health and armor toughness. I added the armor toughness one because I wanted the -15 speed, because that one gave me speed, and this one also gave me speed. This doesn't. I didn't want that extra speed, and I'm a little bit faster than I really like, but this is slower than that. That 15% slower really helps. It was driving me bananas, and I can deal with that for right now as I've gone around and done some building and whatnot. It's okay. As soon as you get too fast, I try to put something on something else, and I fly past it way too fast when building. This I'm maxed out with my power, which makes me super happy. That means at this point, these two guys, they're making 20,000 RF a tick for me. That's far more than what I make. Let's go back up here. This island, I still need to take down the wind turbines. Yeah, I don't need the wind turbines up anymore. Horizontal speed is super fast, but vertical, going up and down, just is not fast at all. I don't like that. I would much prefer taking some of that horizontal speed and turning it into vertical speed. I think that would be much better. Anyway, let's go ahead and take these guys down. Oh, I gotta have my magnet on, otherwise I would lose these guys, and that would not be good. So yeah, this worked very nice in generating the power I needed. I would guess I probably went through something like 20,000 Urnanite, burning that up, but that's okay. I've got it, so why not use it? And then what's also fun being way up here is falling down. Can I make the island? Ugh, I missed it. That's kind of fun. So yeah, I now am geared up with some amazing tools and armor, and I put a lot of stuff into health. I have almost 7,000 health, which is just insane when you think about it, because when you start off, you've got 20. So I have a lot. And these weapons are cool. They're really cool. Anyway, this has been Grok the DuckFarmer here, playing with Apotheosis here on the Feed the Beast Evolution mod pack on the FTOG server. And you can too. We still have new people joining the server, and as long as the server is active and people are enjoying it, we keep it open. As soon as people stop playing on it, we'll take it down, put up another server. It's the way it works. And thanks for watching. Bye.